Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is May, and welcome to my comeback video. I know, weak, but I've always wanted to do YouTube. Definitely something I've always wanted to explore and be able to say I checked off my bucket list. So here is my go at it. Now, today I'm just doing my favorite and most annoying client, my sister. I am just redesigning her 3-week-old set. We just decided on something pastel. I just really wanted to play in my new airbrush colors. Nothing was on my mind when it comes to this set, as you can see. My sister has been one of my #1 clients since I started doing nails, and pretty much she just lets me experiment and do whatever is on the top of my head. We took off that old set, cleaned with some alcohol and a lint-free wipe, and now we're getting into application. It was extremely hot in Florida that day, and my acrylic was not working with me, so we were struggling just a little bit. I'm not really sure what I wanted to do for my first video comeback, but I just really wanted to sit down and chat with you guys. Now, to come back to the question that I said in the beginning, why haven't I done YouTube? It has definitely been always something I've wanted to do, something on my bucket list, but I've always been too scared. I started this channel at a crazy time in my life, and one day I'll definitely go down that rabbit hole, but this time I definitely want to be able to chase my dreams, be able to say I finally did something that I wanted to do. Not only do I do nails still, I crochet, I do hair, I'm a new mom of 2 little girls, and I just got married. I definitely don't ever try to sit down still, and I'm just trying to bring you guys along the ride and just post this so my kids can also see it. I am the person in the family that loves memories. I was always around photo books and pictures growing up, so I definitely want them to be able to see themselves, see their mom, see what I was able to create for them, and just be able to look back on what their life was like. Alright, enough chatting for now, back to the set. As you were probably watching, I was swatching some acrylic up to her nail because I could not remember what cover color I used. It ended up being Perfect Nude by V Beauty Pure, but I just couldn't remember it. I definitely did write it down this time so I can remember for next time. Now, again, acrylic application was not the best, but I definitely tried to make sure that we seal the cuticle, especially because she is a braider. She's in water all the time. I just want to make sure we don't get any type of fungus or have any lifting. Now, I did not show the whole set because it was just not worth it. Like, it was just too hot in there. I am new to Florida, so ultimately getting used to this heat is not for the weak, but we definitely made it work. I left it in here just to show that when it comes to filing, you can definitely try to bounce back on that. It definitely worked in my favor, but it was a pain in the butt because I filed quite a lot after this. Here is the final look of the application. I know it's not as bad as I said, but it definitely was a struggle to be able to do that in such a hot room. I really do have to get used to Florida. I do love the heat, like, don't get me wrong, and I love to keep my heat up, okay? Like, don't judge me, but getting used to it acrylic wise is definitely something I'm gonna have to work on. Now, what I did here is, again, just filed. I used my 80/80 grit just to be able to get close to the sidewalls. Now, this is definitely sped up, but I did take my time with my 80/80 grit file just to perfect my shape to make sure we were all good and smooth. I will say my favorite nail definitely has to be the stiletto. I really do love shaping stiletto nails. Just the shape of them overall on the structure, it just generally makes me happy. You can see I'm going in and perfecting my shape. I do love the stiletto shape. It is my favorite to be able to do. Just the way that apex just sits right on the nail. Chef's kiss. I know this may be an unpopular opinion, but I'm a hand file girl first. Put your hands up in the comments if you are too. Like, I feel like I just have to use my hand file first just to be able to get the structure right, just be able to give myself a foundation, and I'm just able to visualize it much better with an hand file. Now after this, I did go ahead with my E-file with my 5-in-1 bit, with my fine bit, I believe, and I just went around the cuticle making sure I sealed that in. I went in with my sanding band after that, as you know, the steps to nails. Look at me being a YouTuber, y'all. I didn't change my angle just because I wanted to explore, just see what I liked, and I ended up liking this angle so much. Sad I only did it for a minute, but I did end up liking this, so I definitely might go back to this angle for my next one. Again, y'all, my sister just lets me do whatever, so I had her pick out 4 of her favorite pastels in the bunch, and I airbrushed those right in the middle, kind of like an aura. I did do 2 nails on each hand with the yellow. Not my favorite, but we still went with it. Now, as you can see, she was being impatient. That's why I said she's my most annoying client ever. But also, we had our kids there. We were bouncing back and forth from doing nails, being mommies. It was just a lot in that room that day. Now, because we were in mommy mode, I did not get the whole entire design portion. My phone died halfway through, putting it on the tripod and having the cord out. It was just too much. So I did get this little bit, and you're able to see what I was kind of going with. I did enjoy these colors, but airbrushing is a pain just because you have to go back and forth in the light and also wipe to make sure you're not leaving any gel on the skin. I did go ahead and buy the latex peel off, but some people are allergic to latex, so I have to find out another way to be able to do this a little bit faster without always having to get out a paper towel, spraying it with alcohol, and wiping every time. So again, I only got footage of the yellow, but I did go in with blue, pink, and orange on the other fingers. On top of that, I did a pearlescent powder just to give it some shine. And then I did some blooming gel designs, crocodile print, and just let the blooming gel do its thing on the other fingers. Here's the final results. If you're into nails, beauty, hair, motherhood, lifestyle, and watching a business grow in real time, follow my journey. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.